Welcome. So glad you're here. Today, we are going to talk about something that's on the minds of a lot of top cybersecurity pros. How do you get that doctorate, that terminal degree that'll unlock the next stage of your career without totally blowing up your life? Let's dive in and demystify the new world of the online doctorate. So picture this. You've got the experience, you're a leader in your field, but that executive job, that C-suite role you're aiming for, it requires a doctorate. The problem? The absolute last thing you want to do is go back to studying for a standardized test like the GRE. I get it. Well, the great news is, you might not have to. All right, let's talk about the doctorate dilemma. For any professional deep in their career, even thinking about a doctorate brings up this huge challenge. It's a massive commitment, right? We're talking time, we're talking money, and honestly, the old school way of doing it just wasn't built for people like us. But that's all starting to change. First, it's absolutely crucial to understand that there are two main paths to a doctorate. You've got your traditional PhD, which is all about creating brand new original research. You're contributing new theory to the world of cybersecurity. Think academia, think pure research. Then you have the professional doctorates, like a Doctor of Science or a Doctor of Engineering. These are for the practitioner scholar. It's less about creating theory and all about applying it to solve gnarly real-world problems. And that second path, the professional doctorate, is what brings us to this exciting new landscape in higher education. You see, universities have finally caught on. They recognize that there's this huge demand from experienced pros like you, and they're starting to build programs that actually meet you where you are. The biggest change, without a doubt, it's the no GRE movement. More and more top-notch universities are ditching the GRE requirement, especially for these professional doctorates. Why? Well, they've realized that your master's degree GPA and, more importantly, your years of real-world hands-on experience are way better predictors of your success than some score on a single test. This is a total game changer. Okay, so you're sold. You find an awesome no GRE program and it says it's online. Perfect, right? Well, hold on. What does the word online actually mean when you're talking about a doctorate? It's, believe it or not, more complicated than you think, and getting it right is critical for, planning your life for the next 3 to 5 years. So let's pull back the curtain and decode what these universities actually mean by online delivery. It is definitely not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. We can really break it down into a spectrum of flexibility. I like to think of it in 3 tiers. You've got Tier 1, which is maximum total flexibility. Then Tier 2, which is more of a hybrid approach, and finally Tier 3, which is going to require the most scheduled real-time commitment. The big question for you is which one of these actually fits your life? Let's start with Tier 1, fully asynchronous. This is the dream for a lot of people. It's the most flexible option out there. National University is a great example. Their programs are 100% online, and here's the key part. No scheduled lecture times. You work when you can, at your own pace. If your job and your life are unpredictable, this is probably what you're looking for. Now, let's look at Tier 2, which is online with residency. This is a really popular hybrid model. The vast majority of your work is online, but, and this is a big but, you have to show up for short mandatory sessions on campus. Programs at places like Dakota State and Capital Tech do this. It's a way to get some intense, face-to-face networking and really deep collaboration with your professors and fellow students. And finally, we have Tier 3. Highly synchronous or hybrid. This is going to be your least flexible online option. A perfect example is George Washington University's Doctor of Engineering. It requires you to be present for live online classes on Saturdays. And yeah, they record them, but your participation is expected in real time. So it's online, but you're still tied to a schedule. Okay, you figured out the flexibility piece. Now for that other huge factor, the money. Let's talk about the real cost of a doctorate, because, wow, the price tags can be all over the map. And as you can see from this chart, I'm not kidding. The total cost can vary wildly. On the more affordable end of the spectrum, you've got a program like Dakota State's, coming in under 2 million Thai Baht. In the middle, you have schools like Capital Tech. And then at the top end of the investment, you'll find prestigious private universities like George Washington. So we've thrown a ton of information at you. Flexibility, cost, program types. How do you possibly make a decision? Don't worry. Let's build a simple but really effective framework to help you choose the path that's right for you. Now, hang on. For our viewers in Thailand, this is an absolutely critical point. The Office of the Civil Service Commission, or OSCC, evaluates every degree on a case-by-case basis. Now, here's the thing. All these U.S. universities we're talking about are fully regionally accredited. But the OSCC has traditionally favored programs with a full-time study component. So your key takeaway is this, and please listen closely. Before you enroll, you must contact the OSCC directly to verify that the specific program you want to join will be recognized. Don't skip this step.
This little table here kind of pulls it all together. It's a snapshot of some of the top contenders. You can see the trade-offs right away, can't you? National University gives you that incredible flexibility. Marymount has a super efficient, shorter 36 credit track. And Dakota State offers just amazing value for the money. At the end of the day, the best choice really comes down to your personal priorities.
And just to show you how seriously some universities are taking this, check this out. It's a fascinating little fact. Capital Technology University. They offer over 40, that's 40, distinct online doctoral programs. That's not just dabbling. That's a deep institutional commitment to educating working professionals at the very highest level. So what do you do with all this? Where do you go from here? Here's a simple 4-step plan. 1. Shortlist 2 or 3 universities that really feel like a good fit. 2. Get on the phone or email their admissions advisors to confirm all the details. 3. If it applies to you, verify that OCSC process. And 4. Start getting your application materials together. Simple as that. So there you have it. The whole landscape for doctoral education has changed, really, fundamentally. The path to that executive-level career in cybersecurity is more open and more accessible than it has ever been, without all those old-school hurdles. The only question left is, which path is going to be the one for you?